Alright, we're back over here with this beast. It ain't been started since our last video where I was popping wheelies on it, because I'm still trying to get this back pulley off. I don't know how well you can see it. And on top of that, I fried the solenoid. It's a brand new one. I don't know how well you can see that with all that fucking wiring everywhere. But fried the solenoid. It won't do shit now. Got a battery. We're gonna go ahead and fire it up and do an old start. If that's considered old, I don't know how long it takes for an old start. Pretty dirty ass motor. It's been sitting out here. The top's been down, so it ain't been covered in rain the whole time. But as you can tell, I haven't been out here to it for a while. Got the bike over there. Don't know what I can do with that. I may have to change out the motor on it because the seals on the crankshaft are shot. There's so much play in the crank, I'm surprised it ever started. And since that's a two-stroke, the crank's used as part of the, I guess you'd call it the intake. It sucks the fuel in behind the piston, and then it transfers it to in front of the piston. And a lot of it's escaping out the crank. Anyway, back to this thing. I wanted to fire this up because I like this. Oh shit, wrong one. And I don't know how long it's going to run for, or if it's going to run. I know when yeah, there's very little in there, if you can even see it. That was full, and it's empty now. But I know there's still fuel to the carburetor because it's still leaking. I got a bad fuel line right there. Nothing major. Replace that and it'll be good to go. And the alternator, or generator, or whatever the hell you want to call it on this motor, I'm pretty sure it's called an alternator. Well, it's got to be, because those are AC lights. Does work. I am getting a DC converted voltage on this wire. I think it's that wire. I think the red wire is my 3 amp 12 volts to charge the battery. And this, damn, let's see if the light tells me. Okay, those are 12 volt too. Huh, alright. I may have to look that up again because I might be wrong. Anyway, I fried the solenoid, so we're just going to hit the starter. And this is a hard cranking bastard too, and I don't know why. Okay. I guess I'm going to have to give it a little choke. So, actually, I'm not going to give it any choke. I'm going to open it up. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. I don't like revving up a cold engine, so let's see if I can get this. Damn it, where am I going to put this damn camera? How about this? Oh, fuck. Huh, alright. Well, sorry about the camera view. I had to do was open the throttle a bit. Hopefully once it warms up, it'll be able to idle by itself. Boy, this is one loud sucker. Alright, I think it's warmed up enough to idle by itself. It's running. Sounds pretty good too. Yep, it still sounds good. I can't wait to get it finished. Alrighty. Well, that fired up pretty easy after I opened the throttle a bit. We may have to set the idle a bit higher so it'll start by itself. Now I got a question for you guys. I need to know if this engine came with a compression relief, because I haven't been able to find nothing on it. But it's a bitch to start. I wish the camera would focus a little better. Sometimes I even have to crank it over by hand. And I had a lawn and garden battery, and it wouldn't even attempt to start this thing. I'm having to use the battery out of my truck. So, I think the first thing I'm going to do is replace this wiring with bigger wire. Replace the ignition with a generic automotive ignition. And change out this solenoid with a probably a Ford solenoid, since they had them on the firewall or on the fender. Because this thing is a piece of shit, I guess, because it burned out. And it's brand new. Ain't even no rust on it yet. Only paid $8 for it though. Anyway, that's the beast. Still working on the bike to see if I can get it running enough to ride it a little bit. And I'm looking online for parts in hopes of finding a replacement end seals or whatever the hell they're called, bearings, whatever. I don't know. Don't care. And like we told you in the last video, we've been doing some work to the truck. It still runs completely rich. So rich that I have to actually floor it sometimes just to drive it. And it's getting a little ridiculous. I mean, it's got all the power back and everything, but boy, it goes through gas harder than a fucking 4-barrel carburetor on a V8. Well, I don't want to keep the video too long. But hopefully we'll get some more updates soon. That's the engine out of the Impala. I know it ain't much to look at. But I'm going to throw an intake and carburetor on it and fire it up. For a fellow YouTuber that wanted to see it run before I tear it down and rebuild it. And also I want to see if I can find out why it's blowing oil. I think it may be a valve stem seat. I've got an 8 horsepower right here that actually does run. It just needs a carburetor, but I'm going to jerry rig a carburetor. That one right there, same one we used to use we fired up the mini bike with. And I'm going to put that on this lawnmower deck that came off of that and turn it into a little pull behind standalone unit. It does have an electric starter, which is over there in the leaves. I'm going to mount that engine on it, run battery cables back to it in separate switches so that I can fire it up from the driver's seat here. So I can still mow lawns with this baby. Fast. Alright, y'all have fun. Oh, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, because I'm getting tired of putting that on my videos. Y'all